Devin Haney is returning to the ring after a year away, and the opponent that has been selected for him, Jose Carlos Ramirez, is not a pushover. So when we get to see Haney return to the ring, it's going to be at the welterweight division. And Ramirez is a great quality opponent. Let's talk about this fight that is coming up May 2nd. During the presser release to announce Fatal Fury, the boxing card that will take place on Friday, May 2nd in Times Square. This card featuring Devin "The Dream" Haney taking on Jose Carlos Ramirez is going to be a different type of an affair for the sport of boxing. This will be promoted by De La Hoya, Golden Boy Promotions, Eddie Hearn's Matchroom Boxing. And it's going to be a first ever event of its kind where they have the fight in the center of Times Square. Now, the details of how that's going to go down haven't been ironed out as of yet. But when you talk about the two fighters who are going to be facing off, in the case of Jose Carlos Ramirez, he is a fighter that's a former world champion and is looking to bounce back from a situation of where he's had a couple of losses in his last 6 fights. But also, as he's aging, he's coming up out of the lightweight division and now moving up to welterweight. He's 32 years of age now, and he's looking to have a signature win against a profile opponent in Devin Haney. Out of his fight record of 29-2, he has 18 KOs. Now, when you think about Devin Haney, who is coming in with a similar outlook, but Haney is growing fast in the sport of boxing. Starting out, spending almost a decade at lightweight, he has finally moved up from 140 pounds in his last fight, which he fought in a controversial match against Ryan Garcia. The welterweight division may be where Devin begins to really catch fire. He's 26 years of age now, and his record of 31-0 with 15 KOs is going to see him challenge himself in another former world champion in Ramirez, where the two of them equally have reasons to be at welterweight, but for differing reasons. I believe this is the most competitive fight on that particular card, and it's quite interesting that Haney is always facing the toughest opposition out of his contemporaries. But that's what's going to be his benchmark for greatness, because you will never be able to rewind his clock and say he didn't face the proper opponents. In his last bout, Ramirez took on Arnold Barboza Jr., and that was not a good fight for him, because Barboza Jr., who had been looking for an opportunity to step it up, finally got his chance against Ramirez and took over a unanimous decision. The fight was fought in November of 2024, and Barboza has since gone on and also defeated Jack Catterall, which lets you know the caliber of fighter he is, and the fact that former champion and title holder Ramirez is not a pushover. Ramirez's prior defeat to Arnold Barboza goes back to May of 2021, when in a unification match against Josh Taylor, he lost a unanimous decision there with Josh Taylor. And in the Taylor fight, we saw him struggle, and it was a highly competitive fight. Now, Devin Haney's last fight against Ryan Garcia, a lot has been written and said about it, but the thing is, Devin Haney was fighting a fighter who didn't make the weight cut for the title, and who we, in the aftermath, found that Garcia had been on PEDs. So the fight was declared a no contest, a no decision. And now Haney gets a chance to come back to go after a better fighter, a more respected fighter in the sport. But there will be questions of how he can handle the situation, being that the Garcia event turned into such a affair of a psychological. So we'll have to see how Devin recovers from that situation. Now, Ramirez, this is an opportunity for him, and he can go after this. If he was to obtain a victory over Devin Haney, it would really be an injection into his career of positivity, where he can look forward to other paydays. With Devin Haney, to be able to dispel the horrors of what transpired in that fight against Garcia, and to look forward to the challenges of the welterweight division, where he may naturally be a part of. That's what we want to see. And I do believe that both men will bring their best when they have this opportunity presented to them. I think that this Fatal Fury card in Times Square is going to be a weird thing. On the other card, you've got Ryan Garcia taking on Rolly Romero, and then you also have Teofimo Lopez taking on Arnold Barboza Jr., which is a big fight for Barboza, because that will really certify his place in the sport. We'll have more on this event coming up, but what do you think? This is Stormy B-Man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC and Liberated Perspective, a third eye view of the world. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know what you think about the Fatal Fury City of Wolves match for May 2nd. Peace to everyone out there, and everyone please remain safe.